What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 40K Cafe and to part 4, the final inclusion of the different Terminator armors of the Legions. Starting off, we're going to cover the Blood Angels Crimson Paladins. The Crimson Paladins served as the will, determination, and shield of Sanguinius, often being released in battle, serving as the bulwark and the bastion of the troops around them. Through their stalwart determination, the remaining Blood Angels around them could vent their true wrath and fury. And lastly, just like the Sanguinary Guard, when they were not at war, they served as the Primarch's bodyguards. Next, let's talk about the Housecarls of the Imperial Fists. The origin of the Housecarls is actually quite symbolic, as their creation revolved around those that first made their oaths to Rogel Dorn upon joining the Imperium. On top of being some of Rogel Dorn's most trusted advisors, they were also his bodyguard. They would even accompany him during the climax of the Horus Heresy when Rogel Dorn would board the War Master's flagship. Though after these events, it wasn't known for a long time whether or not the Housecarls were disbanded, as they weren't seen again till the Era Indomitus. Next, let's talk about the elite first company of the Dark Angels, known as the Deathwing. This entire company of elite units are all comprised of these Terminators. As far as I know, they have the largest collective of any single Terminator suits throughout all the legions, and the fact that they can equip a whole entire company of units clad in Terminator armor speaks volumes to their wealth. Each one of the first company is a veteran in their own right and has to earn their place amongst the Deathwing. And it is not just an honor to join the first company, it is also a step into the inner circle of the secrets held amongst the Dark Angels. This is where some of the Dark Angels may begin to learn some of their treacherous history. And lastly, let's talk about the two Terminator units of the Death Guard. The first being the Death Shroud. These were personally selected individuals by Mortarion himself, rank-and-file soldiers that would become these elite unit bodyguards that would lose their name and title amongst everything else. Once inducted into these ranks, you would be labeled KIA, missing in action or otherwise. You would simply become Mortarion's elite bodyguard clad in the most vile weapons that he can produce. And finally, the Grave Wardens were a special unit that excelled in chemical and biological warfare. These units utilized some of the most vile weapons that the Imperium can produce. They would use phosphex weaponry, flesh-eating viruses, and noxious gases. In fact, their effectiveness was so potent that their reputation even brought discomfort amongst other legions. And ultimately, once they turned traitor, the Loyalists would truly understand how vile they really were. But with that being said, I think that marks the end of me covering every single Terminator unit amongst all the legions. If I missed any, feel free to drop a comment below and I'd be happy to comment on it. Or if there's anything else you want me to cover, just let me know. Thanks again, guys, for listening. I hope you all enjoyed this series. Drop a comment if there's anything you want to hear about next. And as always, remember to follow for more.